Hey folks, Wes here. Last video we did the Gatsby pagination, where we went into our Gatsby node and we created this paginate function that took in a collection and looped over um, all of them. And it works really well, right? We're able to paginate through all the pages. So what I want to do in this video is try to refactor this paginate code so that it also works for my blog posts. Because right now I just have all the blog posts on a single page as well, and we want to be able to refactor that. So what do we need to do here? We need to go on the blog page, and let's just close all this down. And we need to limit and skip these. So if I open up my tips.js, oh, it's not the one, tips page, and we look at our query, we're going to pull the limit and the skip values out, and we'll pass those through here. And then we also want to query, I don't know, we'll just call that blog posts. And that takes in, we'll just copy all of this as well. And that should start us off by, no, that did, oh, there we go. Start us off by only giving us 10 per page. Good. Okay. Next, what we need to do is to modify our paginate in our Gatsby node so that it does it for each collection. And now we're already doing that by, like we could just duplicate this and change this to post. And then we need to modify that because what's specific to tips here. This is specific because it's the actual template, and the URL is also. So what we need to do is pass in a path. Maybe like a path prefix. Yeah, we'll call that a path prefix. And that is going to be tips. And then we'll do that for this one. I'll just do it as, what's it called? Blog. So this one will be called blog. Oops, we gotta grab the whole thing here. All right, that is looking good. Now we can go in and modify our paginate function here to take in that path prefix. And we can go in here and no longer hardcode tips. So just pass in the path prefix. Okay, good. Then the other thing is the template. Let's just call that a template. And we want to pass in the template. Maybe we should just take in a component property and get rid of that entirely. That would just be a component. And then in here, we will pass a component, which is going to be path.resolve. And this will just be blog.js. Okay, give that a save. Now I'm going to kill this and restart it. And we'll see if we have our pages now up and running. While that runs, let's go into our blog and import the pagination component that we wrote as well. I spent a little time styling it. Looks a little bit better. Oh, it's got to go up a level. That's why it wasn't auto-completing. Okay. And then, like, what did we do to use it? Just looks like this. Okay. So we'll go into our layout, pass in the pagination. So current page is equal to the page context dot current page. Okay, we're already passing that. We have to destructure that into current page. Woo! Is equal to 0. Default it to 0. Oh no, we gotta grab the page context. What did I do in here? Page context. Okay. That's fine. And then total count is equal to data dot, what is posts? Data all the edges dot length. All right, let's see how we're doing there. Seems like it's still running some queries. Refresh this page. All right, that didn't work. But my question is if I go to /2, does it work? No, it doesn't. Okay, so what went wrong? My first check will be if I open up our public directory. Where is that? Here we go. And we'll look in static, or maybe page data, and go into, where's the blog folder? Here we go. Yeah, there's no pages that are being created for the blog. Okay, well, does the tips still work? Tips works great. Okay, good. It's just that our blog is not, that didn't work. Okay, so let's go back here. GraphQL actions, collection is post, prefix. Oh, there we go. There's our problem. Kill it and start it again, and we'll give it a shot. I think why this also is not rendering out properly is because we have to query the total count of the blog posts as well. So what we'll do, yeah, that's not what we want. We want to pass the data dot total count, and then we need to query that. Oh, we already are querying that. So data dot all mdx dot total count. I bet that will fix it for us. At least it will fix like the numbers. The numbers should show up correctly. Whether the page is rendered properly or not, we'll see in just a second. Looks like I'm having the same problem I had yesterday where like it runs and it just kind of stops. And unfortunately, the fix to that is Gatsby clean. So unfortunately, the only way we can fix that is just by running Gatsby clean. That deletes all of the image directories and everything. And then I have to npm start and wait for about 8 minutes for it to regenerate absolutely everything for me. So I'll pick it up when that is finished. I'm back. Man, that took 6.5 minutes to generate all my images before he can even visit the website. I was just like researching this, and it looks like they have an option that they're looking at turning on called lazy image generation. And what that would allow it to do is like just show me the full version locally, or like run these queries as I'm on the site, because then I wouldn't have to wait 6 minutes to work on my website every time I need to clear the Gatsby cache. So hopefully that becomes a thing, because it's kind of annoying. But let's see if it worked. Okay, looks like our pagination is working. So I have 120 blog posts, or 115 blog posts, so 10 per page. That makes sense. Now the big thing is if I click on next, that brings me to the tips page. Probably have to update our pagination. So blog 2. Hey, there we go. Log 3. So that is working. The only thing is that these links go to tips and not blog. So we need to look at our pagination component. And you see how we're hard coding this. So what would be the best way to update this? Like pass the current page or just pass a slug. We're already passing the total countdown to our pagination component. Current page. Do we know? Yeah, we know that we can just pass down a prop here. So the prop will be slug. No, what did we call it in here? Path prefix. We'll do that. Path prefix is equal to / tips. Actually, I don't need. I just use single quotes or double quotes. Tips. Oh, that is blog. And if we go to here, we can call that tips. Then what we'll do is in our pagination component, where we have / tips, we will take the path prefix, and then we'll also have to destructure that through our props. Now, does that update the URL? There we go. Beautiful. Now let's go to the last page. That's all. Some of these are so old. Look at this. I was a baby in that photo. March 15, 2011. Man, the internet is wild. All right. Well, that's it. That was pretty easy to refactor that code into a reusable component. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Kind of the next thing I want to do is this nav here is I want to have it on like one line if I can. And then as it gets smaller, I want it to wrap around, but I want to use grid and some JavaScript that will allow me to style it differently if it's on the first row or the second row. So maybe I'll post that one next. See ya.